Hey, everybody, this is Monson Steed, and this is all about what can save a life. That is a Black life today. And what I want you to know that this is a special. We're looking at the aspects of life that we all can contribute something good to. We can all give something that we have. You know, often in times in life, we want to think about it. Give what you didn't get, give what you can get, give to make a difference in how you give, and give those things that will give life to others. So I got with me today Dorian. What's happening, Dorian?
How you doing this evening?
Hey, man, you know I'm all about it, as my dear brother P would say. Um, what is your journey with Be the Match been like?
My journey with Be the Match has been pretty great so far, despite the diagnosis that I'm undergoing in the battle that I'm fighting through. Be the Match has definitely been there with me every step of the way, kind of coaxing me through things and also doing what they can to help raise awareness for the need of donors, specifically Black donors, for the stem cell registry.
You know, tell us something unique about your experience with Be the Match so far.
Something unique about my experience would be the match would be the opportunity that I share with Ty Montgomery, who's a professional football player for the New Orleans Saints. Be the match allowed me to have a conversation with him where he directly signed up to become a donor after speaking with me, and we both shared our stories with one another and we connected. So that was a unique experience that I was fortunate to have.
So when you think about that and you talk about meeting with him, let's just kind of follow that up with a follow-up question. For those who don't know, when you're Black, which we both are, it is really, we're only 4% of the registry. We really are at a point where we really need to have 10 times that. And the possibility is in order for you to get a cure. So can you kind of describe or inform everybody, what your experience is and what you need right now?
Right now, at this moment, what's needed for me is a stem cell donor match. And as you mentioned, the percentages for African Americans to find a match through the registry is fairly low in comparison to those of the Caucasian ethnicity. Right now, for a Black person, we have a 23% chance of finding a match, as opposed to our counterpart that has a 77% chance. So you can see the disparity right there. It just shows how desperate we are as patients and as a culture to have people that are willing to step forward to donate to save lives.
So you're a young guy. Do you ever listen to hip hop?
Absolutely.
All right. And if you could imagine, and we were sitting down with P and it was Beats by the Pound, which you probably don't remember, Beats by the Pound, what would be a song to kind of motivate all of us soldiers who really want to soldier up and give life to people to join the register today? What would the title of that song be?
The classic, Bout It, Bout It. I just need people that's about it, that's about signing up for the registry, that's about taking action and actually spreading the word to get more people of color to sign up to become a donor.
So when our community is about it, then that means that we are really working to stay motivated. For you, what are you fighting through? For those who don't know why you would want stem cells or how stem cells literally give life to a person, obviously in this case, it would be you if you could find a match or when you find a match.
What I'm fighting through right now is a form of leukemia called AML. It's a blood cancer, which is something that we aren't commonly abreast to when you're learning about cancers. You know, when we hear about it, we hear about lung cancer or any form of organ cancer for that nature. But when you're dealing with blood, it's much more specific, and it's almost DNA that they're looking for within the blood cells. My cells right now are producing cancerous cells, so that is requiring me to undergo constant rounds of chemotherapy. I just wrapped up my 14th round on last week. So outside of chemotherapy, I receive blood transfusions twice a week. And this is a part of my life. This is my routine, going from the hospital to home, getting those transfusions on a weekly basis, as well as receiving chemotherapy every 5 to 6 weeks.
So for those who have no idea, you've been doing this with Be the Match and you got diagnosed when?
I was diagnosed with AML leukemia in June of 2019.
And for that, you connected with Be the Match when?
I connected with Be the Match later that year through a donor drive. Coincidentally, my sister, who was in the medical field as well at Ochsner in New Orleans, she held a drive at her hospital. And from that one drive, we started to build relationships and build connections. And I've had people, I will stress this, that I've been fortunate to have people with Be the Match who have been drawn to my story and drawn to the need for minority donors. So they have reached out to me in countless ways and countless efforts in order to help place me on platforms such as this one to bring awareness and to reach out to get donors.
So if you found a match, it would be a cure.
If I found a match, yes, I would be able to get what's called a stem cell transplant. Now, for a donor, it's a similar to giving blood or donating plasma. It's a process that takes about 4 to 6 hours, but you simply just sit there with an IV in you, and you just let your blood circulate through a machine where they filter out the cells that they will then implant into my body. So if from a donor standpoint, we think donating, we think surgery. In this instance, that's not always the case. There are instances where surgery is needed. However, that's a small percentage and is typically used for family members of the patient.
So when you think about that, everybody watching, and what Dorian has said so eloquently is, look, it's pretty painless other than going like a blood transfusion. The other way is obviously they can actually just go in the hip. So it's not painless, but it's not so surgical in your mind. And we've got to really think about we're giving Dorian and members of our community life. Literally, we need people, particularly 18 to 44, to participate, join the registry, to get your kit, swab your mouth, send it in, and then they'll let you know. Once you're on the registry, then Dorian has a chance. Without you being on the registry, it is very difficult for him to find a cure. We need to cure our community. Black Lives Matters, but this is an example of where we're really giving life to each other. And the only person that can be a match for Dorian typically is a Black person. Did I say that right, Dorian?
Absolutely. That's pretty much how it works. I have a better chance of connecting with someone of the same ethnic background.
So when you've had, what are the obstacles that you've had in finding a match? And if you would, what are you overcoming in the regimen of just staying positive? Because I don't want people to think that going in and out of and saving your life always is the best sleep.
No, it's not. And I've faced plenty of obstacles, and I've actually had one transplant already. They used my sister the first time. However, she was not a match. So that transplant was unsuccessful. So if you can think being diagnosed, thinking you're about to get this transplant, you can start looking forward to life again. And then boom, they tell you, hey, it was unsuccessful. So having to tap back into that motivation, tap back into that desire to continue to push forward and endure, despite how long it may take. I have daily affirmations that I tell to myself. My bathroom mirror, I have written across it since being diagnosed, that today I choose to live. And I say that every day. That's my motto. That's what I live by. I have my scriptures that I focus on. But it's just a mindset that you have to just adapt to and establish and fixate within yourself that you're not going to give up on this. Regardless of how long it takes, there are plenty of people in my position, in my situation. And whether it's going to help me to speak out on this platform or help someone else, we just need help, because this isn't an easy battle. And we all have a life. We all know that at some point in time, our lives will come to an end. But it's hard to live. It's hard to make plans when you're dealing with a terminal disease. It's hard for you to be optimistic about what's to come when you don't know when that time is going to come. So I just encourage everyone to step out, to take the opportunity to become a donor, sign up, to do what you can, spread the word. If you aren't of age, or if you have issues that prevent you from becoming a donor, encourage someone in your family, encourage a friend. If you're a part of a Greek organization, a church, encourage others, because it's a simple process. It's covered by insurances and through Be the Match. So it's a process that will take hours of your time, but will add on years to my life and someone in my position.
So when you think about that, when you were at Louisiana Tech, did you ever pledge?
Yes, sir. I pledged. I'm a member of Alpha Phi Alpha Fraternity Incorporated. I crossed in fall of 2007.
So we would say to all the Divine Nine that it would be very divine if there was an entire Divine Nine Be the Match campaign to understand that they are giving divine life to all of those that are members and those non-members, but community members, to all that service that you give. This would be the gift of life that even the Divine Mind members could decide to do. We probably want to say a little bit more about song. So it's about it. We probably need a few more rappers to rap about how to really give life. So shout outs to everybody out there, from Kendrick to, of course, we know that our brother Shaq played over there in Louisiana. So we probably need Shaq to talk about Be the Match a little bit. But the role for me, I think, is just to let people know what you've endured and how they can help you. You've definitely eloquently talked about your faith. When you think about what people need to know today, what is the process and where can they go right now to start the process?
Start the process of becoming a donor. It's simple. I mean, we're all on the internet every day. You can go to bethematch.org, or since you're on the phone looking through that, you can simply text Team D Price, D as in dog, PRICE, to 61474. They'll send you a link, fill out an application. You'll have a kit mailed to you. Once you receive that kit, it's going to require you to swab the insides of your cheek. You swab those back, send it back, all the postage is paid for, and then you'll wait for a 6 to 8 week time period to where they're testing your sample to make sure you're a match for someone. Now, when you do receive that phone call, you want to act on it. It's one thing to mail off your package, but it's another thing to actually act on it when someone is in contact with you. So just know and keep a lookout and be willing to step forward when you're called upon.
And when they call you, you know that you can save a life. You can help save Dorian's life. You can help save any of those individuals inside the Black community that are desperately, and I'm going to say desperate because that's how I feel, because I can't give you what you need. And I know that I'm praying and being prayerful that there's somebody that'll hear. And there are enough of us that we need 10,000 to join the register, through understanding that this is our moment. We're asking every rapper to tweet about Be the Match. We're asking every actor, we're asking everybody in the Divine Nine to share that there is someone in need in a fraternity and a sorority, and that we're not alone, and that we can give and act like Black Lives Matter today. Is there anything else we need to say, Dorian?
Not much more else to say. I just challenge and I encourage everyone to step out on faith, be a blessing to someone. That's what I always tell everyone. Just simply be a blessing. No one knows what's going to happen in life. You don't know if a family member will be diagnosed with this. You don't know. We never know. But I know for a fact that if you did have a family member, you would want someone to be their donor as well. So just think about that.
Super. So for all you out there, be sure to go to bethematch.org. Be sure to participate and know that you can give life to a member of our community and you can save Dorian's life today. I'm Munson Steve for More Health IQ. Any last words, Dorian?
That's it.
All right. So I will say for Dorian, be about it, everybody. Let's join the register today. All you in New Orleans, get behind him. All you out there in Divine Nine, get behind him. And let's be about it for our community. For you can actually be a match and save someone today. Go to bethematch.org. I'm Munson Steve, and more of this is coming your way. Be the Match. We love you, Dorian. Our prayers are up to you. We'll trust in him no matter what. All right. Peace, everybody. This is Munson Steve for Health IQ and Be the Match. We'll see you real soon for more Health IQ.